Now we will see proper rotation axis. Proper rotation axis. As the name suggests, we are going to rotate the molecule. Yes. Some proper rotation we are going to perform over the molecule. So shall we start? Suppose this is H2 molecule. Now let's put some rotation axis somewhere inside the molecule and let me rotate it. Then let's put the rotation axis here. Okay, we are going to rotate through 180 degree. And if we label it HA, HB, it will give HB, HA. We get identical configuration. Equivalent configuration, not identical. We get equivalent configuration. HB, HA. Why? Then this is called as proper rotation axis, proper axis of rotation. Right? Now take another molecule HCl. Yes, we can rotate it right through 180 degree. We get Cl and H. And the molecule possess axis of rotation. No doubt. These two are not identical but are equivalent. These two are show equivalent configuration. And the molecule is said to possess proper rotation axis. Sometimes more than one rotation axis we can also get. How? Let's see. Consider H2 only. We have rotated the molecule by taking axis perpendicular to the bond. Right? Perpendicular to the bond, but now we will take rotation axis like this, means parallel to the HH bond. This is bond, this one is parallel. Rotate it. What will happen? You can consider it as a duster. This one is H, this one is H. Means at the extreme position, hydrogens are there. And now, this is the axis of rotation, right? Passing through the H2 bond. And now rotate it. How rotation will occur? Just like this, right now. How many times you can rotate? Can you count? Here you count it. It's one time, and on another one time 180 degree you get same molecule HAHB. Means two rotation you have performed. But in case of H2, since both are same with the axis of rotation parallel to the bond, you get number of rotations. Number of rotations n times. Means we can find out how many axes of rotations are there. Means in case of H2, there are two axes of rotation. One is perpendicular to the bond and one is parallel to the bond. There are two axes of rotations. Fine. Now take another molecule BCl3. Geometry is, we know, BCl trigonal, just look like fan, right now. Now let's label it. Let's label the chlorine 1, 2 and 3. Now find out axis of rotation over BCl3. Let's take one line. Suppose this is the pen. It is axis of rotation. Put over the boron. Means our line is perpendicular to the board, right? Perpendicular to the whole molecule, whole plane of the molecule. And now rotate it. We have to rotate, right now, like this. Do you see rotations? Now, let's rotate it. With how many angles we should rotate? Let's rotate through 120 degree. Because we know the bond angle is 120 degree. Right? What will happen? It will change the position. Cl1 is replaced by Cl3, Cl2 is replaced by Cl1 and Cl3 is replaced by Cl2. Now again, you rotate it by 120 degree. What will happen? Cl3 is replaced by Cl2, Cl1 is replaced by Cl3 and Cl2 is replaced by Cl1. See, this is the equivalent configuration of this one. This one is also equivalent configuration with this one. Okay, they are not identical configuration, they are equivalent configuration. Remember. Now again, we will rotate it through 120 degree. What will happen? Cl1 will be replaced by Cl3. Cl2 is replaced by Cl1 and Cl3 is replaced by Cl2. That means you get the actual configuration as that of first one, identical configuration. This one will get identical and definitely equivalent configuration. Means at a time, how many times you rotated? Number of rotation is 3 times. Therefore, it possesses C3 axis of rotation. C3 axis of rotation. Why? Because we have rotated 3 times to get identical configuration. Therefore, BCl3 possesses C3 configuration. Do BCl3 have another axis of rotation? Think over it. See BCl3, do it possess another? Definitely. axis of rotation passing through one of the BCl bond. Axis of rotation passing through one of the BCl bond. With how much angle will you rotate? Definitely through 180 degree I will rotate to get equivalent configuration. Right? Therefore, one more axis of rotation you got in form of BCl bond. Okay, this is Cl1, Cl2, Cl3. There is one more, that is another BCl2 type. Another, this one. That means there are 3 C2 rotation. Why C2? Why C2? Here number of rotation we carried out 3 times. Here also you will carry 2 times rotation to get identical molecule. Perform at home. There is one more method to find out proper axis of rotation. There is one formula. We cannot perform always, we cannot do rotations all the time and write the configurations. Then we have one formula. What? N equals to 360 n equals to 360 by theta. N equals to 360 degree by theta. Right now? Theta degree. Let's apply this formula to BCl3. First one. See, we have rotated it by 120 degree. Theta is 120. 360 divided by 120 equals to how much? 12, 3 are 36. Answer comes out to be 3. Therefore, n equals to 3. We will write it as C3. Therefore, BCl3 has C3. Similarly, we can find out for BCl bond axis of rotation 180 degree. We have rotated to 180 degree. Therefore, BCl3 n equals to 360 degree divided by 180. 18 2s are 36. N equals to 2. Therefore, how many are there? 3. 3 C2 axes are there. Right? Hence, in short, BCl3 possess what? BCl3 possess C3, another axis of rotation C2. How many are there? 3 C2. C3 is there and there are 3 C2 axis of rotation present in BCl3. Now we are going to classify the axis of rotation. There are 2 kinds of axis of rotation. One is principal axis and another is subsidiary axis. Right? One is principal axis of rotation, second is subsidiary axis of rotation. And what is principal? What is principal axis? Principal axis is that axis of rotation whose order n is higher. In BCl3 we have C3 na? 3 is there, right? And this 3 is higher than 2. Therefore, C3 is the principal axis, and all other which is lower than principal, that is 2, are subsidiary axis. Therefore, overall there are 4 axes of rotation in BCl3, 1 C3 and 3 C2. Means total there are 4 axes of rotation, out of which C3 is the principal axis and 3 C2. C2 is the subsidiary axis. Remember always.
Now let's discuss the proper rotation axis. It is defined as, if an imaginary line is drawn in a molecule around which molecule can be rotated to give an indistinguishable configuration, equivalent configuration, the molecule is said to possess proper axis of rotation. That means we are going to put an imaginary line over the molecule, and then through that line we are going to rotate the molecule to get indistinguishable structure. Then that structure possess center of that structure is possessing proper axis of rotation, right? It is designated by Cn and mathematically related as n equals to 360 by theta. Theta means the minimum angle of rotation to bring molecule to its equivalent configuration, right? Means suppose we are rotating BCl3 bond and the axis of rotation is on the boron, then we have to rotate through 120 degree, right, to get equivalent configuration, and theta will be 120 for BCl3 and n equals to 360 by 120 equals to 3. Therefore BCl3 possess C3 axis of rotation over the boron atom, right? The molecule can have more than one axis of rotation. Means for example BCl3, one axis of rotation is then there over the boron atom. Secondly, one more axis of rotation is there for BCl3, where it will lie on one of the bond of BCl, right? And if we rotate the BCl bond, then it will acquire 180 degree to get equivalent configuration, right now. That means BCl3 bond have 360 divided by 180 equals to 2, that is C2 axis of rotation. And how many C2 axis of rotations are there in BCl3? Since there are 3 BCl bonds, then axis of rotation over each BCl bond will make there 3, right? Therefore there are 3 C2 axis of rotation over the BCl3, right? And 1 C3 axis of rotation is there and 3 C2 axis of rotation is there, right? And next, the axis with the higher order is called as principal axis, and therefore C3, the 3 number is greater than C2 2, right now, and hence C3 will be called it as principal axis, whereas other C2 axis, right now there are 3 C2 axis, they are called as subsidiary axis, right? Subsidiary axis may be many numbers, right? But most of the time principal axis of rotation is only one, that is in the case of BCl3. C3 is the principal axis, and 2, since 2 number is smaller than 3 number, right now, therefore C2 axis of rotation will be called as subsidiary axis, and there are 3 subsidiary axis over the BCl3 and 1 principal axis, that is C3 over the BCl3. Can you find out for some other, for water molecule? Yes, you can rotate it through the axis passing through over the oxygen, right now, and in that case you have to rotate the water molecule through 180 degree to get C2 axis of rotation, right? Okay, in the next lecture we will see further. Till then, thank you.